A disclaimer, this podcast is not about religion. White Jesus and Black Moses are nicknames. That's just what we call each other. This is a comedy and discussion podcast meant to entertain. We support all religions people choose to follow in order to connect to a higher power, although we think Scientology is fucking insane. Enjoy the show. This is season 2. I can't believe White Jesus is still on the air. I can't wait to meet Black Moses. Being stuck in cyberspace is busy. I introduce podcasts. I give people directions. I answer stupid Google questions. I have to find a way out of here.
All right, dude. So, we're going to record soon. Just be yourself, it'll be a lot of fun. It's just us talking. You know what I'm
saying? Yep. Gotcha.
Cool. And, feel free to black it up a little bit. You can sound like a white guy sometimes.
Me? A white guy?
Yeah.
Are you recording this?
What, right now? No, I'm not recording. Oh, shit. Welcome to the White Jesus Show. This week's podcast is being sponsored by food. Are you feeling tired and low on energy? Try food. Food keeps your body running, and some of it tastes great. 10 out of 10 scientists agree that without food, you will die. Do you have a rumbling feeling in your tummy? Just put food in your mouth, and your body will digest it for you and give you that living type of feeling. Remember, when you're hungry, try food. That's food. You'll die without it. The podcast is also brought to you by Oxygen. Can't breathe? Try Oxygen. And welcome to the White Jesus Show. Allow me to address the elephant not in the room. Black Jesus will be taking an indefinite vacation from the podcast. I wanted to thank Black Jesus for everything. Thank you so much for starting the show with me. It was a special and fun ride. I love you, brother. And maybe one day Black Jesus will return. But we got to keep pushing. Black Jesus taught me that. And this podcast starts a new season. And when God closes one door, another one opens. I'd like to introduce you to Black Moses. Black Moses is my OBF, my original black friend. He wasn't my first black friend, but he was my first black best friend. What's up, Black Moses?
Should I depart something or with my cane or something?
Dude, you could do whatever you want. I trust you put on a Moses costume and everything, man. Luckily, I know a couple black biblical characters, and when Black Jesus dropped out, man, Black Moses. Now, you're actually in Texas.
Yes, I'm in a red state being black, yes.
Oh, man. So we're going to do the show remotely. Let's talk about our origin story. We were kids when we met each other, man. We were like 18 years old or something. Yeah, we worked at, can we use the name well, they're not around. We can actually use the name because technically speaking, they went bankrupt and lost all their money, so no one owns it now. So we should be okay calling it, Discovery Zone.
Yeah.
Discovery Zone. And we both threw children's birthday parties and worked in the ball pits and with the kids and everything. It was the coolest job you could have if you smoke weed. It was fun for you too.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get in trouble for this, but
dude, I'm not worried about getting in trouble at all. Just so you know, I maybe even have an inner desire to get canceled. But before somebody's able to cancel us, they're going to have to find out about us. Nobody knows who we are. We are virtually unknown. That's how underground we are. So let's go. Let's go forward.
So
with it, bro.
I can't give out your social security number 056.
Hey. We don't need anybody stealing
No.
my identity.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Well, I mean, I've already stole it. You know, I bought some socks with the credit card I got. I only could get like a gas card of $10 with your social security. So
yeah,
I got me some socks.
That's all my identity is worth: a tank of gas and some socks.
I mean, well, technically speaking, you know, you're a white guy, so you have white privilege. So
Technically,
you know,
I am white.
Yeah, technically, yeah, that's true.
Oh, I'm just smoking weed over here, man. Dude, speaking of white privilege, actually our first show, we reviewed the book White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. I don't know if you checked that out.
You guys actually read a book?
No, I heard about it on Tucker Carlson.
Oh.
I watched Tucker Carlson. I heard about it on Tucker Carlson, and then I downloaded. No, my sister had the book, and she lent it to me, and I started reading it. And I was like, this is the most racist book I've ever seen.
So think about the racism from that book, and then imagine it if it's on an auto book. And, you know, they just read it out loud. It's like, damn, is Alexa racist too? But she's just reading the book, so.
Yeah, it's, White Fragility, man. You know what? I was thinking about, like, different things we could talk about today. And one popped up out of the blue. And I printed out some stuff to research it. I didn't really have time to research too much, but I want to get into critical race theory, which is like a program that they put place in schools and jobs. Dude, there are crazy women near the recording studio watching the Emmys. So in the background, every once in a while, you might hear, woo! That's just crazy women with wine watching the Emmys.
Wow. That white privilege, you know, we don't watch the Emmys in our house. We just we heard it from like third person what happened on the Emmys. Like, hey, did you see what happened?
Dude, ever since we offended Kevin Hart by threatening to take the job away from him, they've never had another host since then.
Yeah, I know. I guess that's black privilege then, I guess. So
black privilege might be a new thing here soon, man, if you get into this critical race theory. Because, okay, what it is, it's like basically creating a new type of racism. Without knowing the research yet, which is not good. I need to research it. But I think it kind of teaches kids and just people in general to feel guilty about being white and to just make up for it somehow. So you're automatically teaching kids that they're white and it's bad that they're white. I don't think that's good. I don't think inventing new racism will end racism, right?
I agree. I agree. If we just love each other,
that's what this show is. Yeah, that's what this show is all about. I'm sorry. Go on, man. Love each other.
No, I mean, hey, you know, that's just. No, I'm good. You're good. You can go. Free love for everybody, right?
Free love for everybody, except prostitutes. They still charge for love.
And strippers.
Yeah, you know, it's like you look out in the...
Should we mention that stripper story when we used to go to the strip club and...
100%, bro. Let's talk about Key West. And I'll let you start that story.
So, we all wanted to do, I guess, a guy's trip. So I don't know if I should use the racial terms, but I don't think I should. But it was a black guy, a white guy, a Jew, and a Spanish guy.
Exact.
Puerto Rican.
Yep.
Yes. So yeah, we all decided that we were going to drive to Key West. Black Moses was underage. Everyone else was of age and had IDs and stuff. So, so we decided to pick up some alcohol along the way.
I don't know how we got any of that stuff. None of us were of age.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how we got that, but I do remember.
Diego stole it.
I do remember that we were afraid the cops were coming after us, so we were trying to hide the alcohol in the Scooby Mobile. So it was a VW van, and yeah, if you guys can picture, if you guys can think of a child rapist in a van that's brown and had a stripe brown, that's how the van looked like. So all look like.
Straight up rape van, and we took like the side paneling off the inside of it and stuffed it with beer and then put the paneling back on. We were the most diverse group of degenerate kids that there had been. We were dumb, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I was driving and I was drinking too. Not too drunk to not be able to drive or almost get us killed, but we just kind of like, I don't know, we went to Key West one night, ended up just parking and walking around, ended up at a strip club, and everybody was drinking.
Well, you should also mention that a 78-year-old prostitute somehow stole your wallet.
I'm still looking for that whore.
Yeah,
is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, no, remember you couldn't find your wallet and you were missing money. And you and Diego were already drunk after the whole stripper thing. And by the way, I gotta be honest, I'm gonna be honest.
Well, I would appreciate you being honest. I hate to think you've been lying to me so far during the show.
No, cool. But that was the first time that I got a lap dance, and I'm not gonna lie. So first of all, you gotta imagine I was underage, and Diego had. Well, I don't know if I can use his name now, but I mean, there's a lot of Diego, so I guess it'll work fine. As long as I mention his last name, but if I mention his last name, it probably there's probably no. Yeah.
Nah, we've already said it like 10 times.
So Diego's like, hey man, just look like me in this picture. When we went in, so we showed the guy the ID. He looked. I guess he thought we looked alike, which we looked nothing alike, by the way. But we got in, and we got in, and then they told me to get a lap dance, which was $20 that I got wasted. So I honestly felt like I was in Guantanamo Bay because I went to the back. And the lady exactly tells me, you're going to sit in this chair. There's a camera here. There's a camera there. You can't.
Jesus Christ. They took you to the black booth.
Yeah, she's like, you can't touch above here. You can't touch this and that.
Wow.
And you only have 15 minutes. I'm like, well, damn. So after she told me all that, and then she told me about the bouncer in the back watching us, I almost thought I was going to get killed and raped myself, so I didn't touch her at all because I was afraid I was going to get beat up.
So you just sat there terrified for 15 minutes looking at a naked lady, scared out of your mind with cameras on you and everything. Dude,
I think she was. I think she was Russian.
I've never heard of a back room like that, man.
Yeah,
that almost seems racist.
Yeah.
So, dude, like we were, and you know what? You're such a good guy that I'm surprised that we got you to go along with some of the stuff that we did. Because you're just a real centered, good dude, Christian fella, good man, and we're in my mind, I'm like, let me take this straight-laced Christian dude and get him drunk in a strip club, because that's how I roll.
which didn't happen because, believe it or not, I have a high tolerance for alcohol. So, I guess Diego and you were like on like, I don't know, 15 beers or something like that from all the beers we had.
Oh
And
yeah,
I think you urinated. I'm pretty positive you urinated on a church.
that's actually
So
been mentioned on the show before when I was talking about
y-
alcoholism.
yeah,
I don't. I mean, I just remember that happened. Um, it was. I'm very ashamed of that, and I don't drink anymore. You know, drinking, man. I talked about it on a past show. I talked about all my alcoholism, and it's just not good for me, man. It's probably not good for most people. Um,
yeah, yeah. And then you guys are so drunk. You guys couldn't drive. So if I'm not mistaken, I don't want. Well,
I think
Jason.
one of the fellas started driving for a little bit, and then I said,
Yeah,
I'm not too drunk to drive anymore, and then I started driving again.
and then you almost no, you almost drove off the 7 Mile Bridge, and
I just remembered I did put all of our lives in danger. I think I drove
yeah,
off the road for quite a little bit right before that 7 Mile Bridge, man. Ooh.
yeah, and we said no, we're good, and then Jason started driving. Yeah, I mean we didn't want to die going home.
Dude, we were so young, man, and now we're in the future doing a radio show. Nice.
Yeah,
I got white Jesus here in front of me. I got a little bobble white Jesus. I got a picture of my dog Pixie, who's dead now, and who is now a dog angel. I heard all dogs go to heaven. Some movie, I forgot what it was called.
probably all dogs go to heaven.
Oh, that would make sense. That would
Yeah.
make sense, dude. So this is like a new season. And I look at this as like a spiritual thing too. It wasn't fun, like finding out that Black Jesus couldn't do the show anymore, you know. But I thought about worrying for a second, and the first thing that I thought was, let me call Black Moses, because I gave you a call and I told you about what happened. And I was just trying to slowly get around to asking if you would want to do a show with me. And you were right away super into it. And that was really cool. So then I just, bam, it's a new show. The White Jesus Show featuring Black Moses. It sounds like a rap song, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, people
sounds
are
like a good sounds like a good book too.
dude, like, people are going to pull up YouTube and it'll be like the White Jesus Show featuring Black Moses. And they're going to be like, dude, this is probably a cool new hip hop song. Let's check it out. And then we're going to get views, man. And then as soon as we start getting views, I can start making a little money off the YouTube page. And let me just say that, like, I'm not greedy for money on the show. I do one sponsor at the beginning. Otherwise, I'm just trying to do a good show, you know? But if any money that we get is just going to go toward the podcast, maybe get like a Patreon thing going. But we have some ideas that would make the viewing more exciting for the show. Yeah, dude, it's a new season. And what we're going to do now, that was a great opening, man. Let's just get real for a second, man. That was fun. I'm having a lot of fun, dude.
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm also quite high. And wearing no pants. Hey, bro, I got quite a show planned. I'm not sure if I told you about it or not, but last week I did the show by myself. I had celebrity interviews because I know people who can get to other people.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
and we got a couple celebrity interviews this week. Bro, we landed a huge interview, and it's going to be very exciting. And then we'll do the real news. We'll get to learn about the news and stuff. Keep up with current events, or maybe a story from 2 weeks ago that's still in there because I forgot about it or something. But nonetheless, we'll get some news. We'll talk stuff, man. I'm excited. How do you feel about it, man?
I'm excited too, man.
You ready to do a 5.5 hour podcast like Joe Rogan?
No. Joe Rogan has Joe Rogan money.
That's damn.
I have. Yeah, he has Joe Rogan money. So, but I mean, we can work our way up to Joe Rogan money. Now we just probably got like maybe Dollar Tree money or dollar store money.
Dude, I checked what I've made from the one sponsor, Anchor, by the way, which is where the podcast comes from. That's how I created it. I've got like $2.48 in the account.
Man, that's 1/33 of a Happy Meal.
Dude, I might buy a Happy Meal, man. Maybe it'll make me happy. Are you ready? It's time to check the Disciple Hotline. Leave a voicemail or text the hotline at 954-580-FUNK and we'll play your message on the next show. And Black Mose, it's time to check the Disciple Hotline, man. You know anything about that?
The psychic hotline, like Cleo?
The Disciple Hotline.
Oh, the Disciple Hotline.
See,
oh.
You're on a podcast right now, okay? And this podcast has done, about like 8 shows or something. And we have a hotline where our listeners can call and leave voicemail. And then we'll play it on the show and respond to them.
That sounds good. Okay, the Disciple Hotline, not the Psychic Hotline. Got you.
Nah, because like how like different shows will have, or different people will have names to their fans. Our fans are called the Disciples because it was the Black and White Jesus podcast.
Gotcha.
I really hope I don't go to hell for doing this show. I love Jesus. Oh my gosh, I talked about it during the show. We should do a show just about Jesus, maybe, because you're very Christian,
I actually am, yes.
Yeah, and I'm not a member of a religion per se, but spiritually connected with Jesus and His Word. So we'll definitely get into that one day. But before we go down that rabbit hole, let's check out our voicemail. Here's our first one.
Hey, Black and White Jesus. I'm a huge fan of the show. My name is Todd. My name's Todd, and I just had a curious thought I wanted to share with you guys. Kids today are never going to be able to write like how we write in notebooks and stuff, and cursive, that's like Black and White Jesus, like you guys are some of the last people probably ever to know cursive. Because everybody's typing everything now. I was just wondering what you guys thought about that, man. It's like blew my mind, yo.
That guy sounded familiar. Todd.
Yeah, he's sounding high too.
Dude, you know what? He sounded like a very handsome man. I don't know this Todd from a can of paint, which is an expression that Black Jesus uses like on the first show, and I can't get out of my head. But this Todd, he had a point, didn't he? Because kids aren't writing cursive in anything anymore, are they?
I have 2 kids. And they both had to write in cursive. So
your kids are,
I'm trying to think of,
a little bit older. But like right now, I don't
Wait,
think they're
wait.
introducing.
You're trying to say that I have my kids young? What was that supposed to be?
That's just statistics.
So you're saying, well, I take care of my kids, but no, I do remember that they did do cursive. As of now, I mean, with the pandemic, I mean, I don't see how you could actually, hey, this is a Zoom call. I want you to write like this. I mean, people are like,
it doesn't make sense anymore. It's cool a little bit. I feel like we learned it, and I feel like in 20 years we're going to be really special for being able to lay down some cursive. You know? Because things are just going to... Dude, like the technology... do you know anything about Moore's Law?
I do.
Yes, it's about exponential computer growth. You know? So... Like,
I also know who Mike Moore is too.
Michael Moore?
Yeah.
He has a law too, and that's... I love cheeseburgers. I couldn't think of anything, and I just went with a fat joke. But Moore's Law, like everything's progressing really fast and exponentially, and like a good thing to watch if you're interested in AI is something called God damn, I do the show high just fine, but when I want to pull some things out of my head, sometimes they aren't there. About the singularity. Damn, can't think of the guy. But I'm gonna think about it. And let's go to another voicemail.
Hello, White Jesus.
Holy shit!
It's me, Rosita. White Jesus, call me back when I call you. You want to maybe go out sometime?
Oh, jeez.
White Jesus, give me a call back. I love you.
Uh-oh. Okay, man. Now, I know you don't listen to the show. Do you know who that was?
Your ex-girlfriend?
Nah, man. That was...
Your third wife?
Dude, that was Rosita. Like, as soon as we set up the hotline, we started getting messages from that woman calling for a Ricardo. And it sounded like Ricardo's, was ducking her and broke her heart. And she was like, Ricardo, call me back. All this stuff, right? And then, she was on each episode just because she called the wrong number. Our first hotline call was a wrong number. But then she kept calling. It was hilarious. I actually called her last week.
Maybe you should have her on the show.
I called her last week. And you can see that on episode 8, The White Jesus Show. I called her. Me and Black Jesus called her Rosa. Found out her name's Rosita. And I talked with her a little bit, explained to her that, there's no Ricardo here, that she's calling a podcast. And I think she kind of started hitting on me. And now, that last voicemail sounded like she might be, little thinking about me, That's a little creepy. Let's go to the next one.
White Jesus.
Oh,
I keep calling your number and you not call me back. Call me back. It's Rosita.
Okay, this woman is clearly stalking me.
I mean, maybe she could. I mean, you have a girlfriend now. Maybe you can convince her to make you some food or something.
I don't have a girlfriend now. You know what? Maybe I should.
Or she might.
Maybe I should check out with Rosita.
Or she might have a sister or even a daughter. She sounds a little bit old, unless you're into that thing.
I don't know. I mean, age is just a number. I told.
Age is just a number.
I said to the 21-year-old blonde at the restaurant.
Age is just a number until the girl has a heart attack on you, and then you're responsible for death. So, I mean...
You know what's sad about getting old? When you realize you can't go out with 20-year-old girls anymore. You know? When you're 40 and you start thinking about that.
Unless you're Jeffrey Epstein. No, that's too soon. Too soon.
I heard that guy was weird. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'll check out Rosita. Our next voicemail is from Sweet Tea, and she's a friend of the show. She's called before. Let's check it out.
Hey guys. Hey Black Jesus. Hey White Jesus. It's Sweet Tea here. I'm calling you back. All right. So, you guys made a really awesome point. With the Duncan Trussell, Joe Rogan clip there, and Black Jesus, I agree with you. It is very biblical. We are all made in the image and likeness of our Creator, and therefore we all deserve to be treated as though each and every one of us are the Creator, and therefore we should treat everybody else as if they are the Creator also, and in order to do that, we must love unconditionally. Now, with the Duncan Trussell and everything being a virtual reality, that's one theory. There's a lot of different theories, but they're all basically saying the same thing, and it's that our brains and our bodies and our souls and our spirits are much more powerful than we really know, and this world is an illusion, and that this world is here for us to evolve and grow into the power that we have.
Okay, we're just going to take a quick break from that voicemail. Hey, Black Moses, Sweet Tea is pretty cool. She's got some deep thoughts.
Okay, cool. We should have her on the show.
Very much a possibility one day, man. So she was talking about, we had like a Duncan Trussell clip. Who found what results?
I don't know. My phone is either racist or confused. It keeps doing keeps doing stuff, searches and crap, and I don't do nothing to it.
Dude, I don't want to say the word again, but as far as smartphones and racism, yeah. Okay, I'm not going to go in that direction. So Sweet Tea is a believer of Jesus, and also that everything is a lot huger than we can even understand. That's kind of where I'm thinking, you know? I mean, how can we as human beings pretend that we understand how we're living right now, you know? I mean, I know you have the church and everything, and really, I mean, I've been to church with you. Haven't I? Yeah, I've been to church with you once. You took me to a black church. Remember?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you went to church with me once.
It was great because it was a black church.
I know you listen to a lot of Joel Osteen too.
Yeah, Joel Osteen, most likely a douchebag, but I love what he says. His sermons are great. You know, he might be, you know, a little shady in between. But you are near his church, Lakewood.
Well, when I lived in Houston, yeah, and I live in Dallas, so I'm by T.D. Jake's church. But Joel Osteen, though, he's cool, man. He's always happy. He has a great chorus and praise and worship team. He's awesome, man. And he's short though. At the end of the church, I don't think they do any now because of COVID, but he used to wait. If you're like the first 100 or 200 people, he'd shake your hand and sign whatever book you had. He's a nice guy, man. Nice guy.
Yeah. Something I liked about him right away was that you can not be a Christian and listen to it and benefit from his sermons. You know? I mean, yeah. He delivers it that way to where it's that people who aren't religious can follow it and be inspired by it. Joel Osteen kicks ass. I'll go on record saying that. I think he, there may be a couple scandals out there about Joel, but I don't really know.
You must be doing something right if you have scandals. If you have no scandals, you're not doing something right.
That's true. You're just a shitty preacher. Let's go back to Sweet Tea.
How I got into this situation where I felt like my Jamaican friend, she's very liberal and she considers herself very open-minded, and she is, in fact. I've talked to her quite a bit, and she actually is. But I still see some, really intense anger and hatred towards people who support Trump, and, maybe she needed a little help realizing that her bias against Trump might be something that needs a little help transcending. I wanted her to see that for the same reasons that she feels the way she does about people who support Trump, those are the same exact reasons that people who support Trump feel like they can't talk to or communicate or support the left.
Do you understand what Sweet Tea's saying there? I mean, I guess she's a Trump supporter.
It sounds like it.
That shouldn't make you a bad person, right?
People vote for who they want to vote for. And obviously, if you can argue your point without saying, crazy things, I think that's great.
Yeah, she had that issue where if she's known as somebody who's going to vote for Donald Trump, she doesn't even have to be like a really huge supporter, It could just be that she doesn't want to vote for Joe Biden. But the word Trump supporter now has like a real heftiness to it right now, if you say Trump supporter, it's almost like saying bad person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people who are going to vote for Donald Trump are bad people. Dude, I might vote for him. I might not. But the division that's being really created by the media, like fucking Fox News and then fucking CNN, it's ridiculous, and people are getting more divided apart. It sucks. There's nothing wrong with somebody who wants to vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, I think you should vote for who you want to vote for, but it's just, my opinion about that is just, we just can't promote hate. That's a scary thing. Like, if you're going to vote for Trump, vote for Trump because he said he's going to do America first. He wants to take jobs and bring them back to the United States. Mm-hmm. He wants to take the drugs from coming, more drugs coming in the United States, and he wants to do good agreements for the farmers, yada, yada. That all makes sense. Don't say I'm voting for Trump because he grabs people by the pussy and that he supports me not wearing masks and all that stuff. It's just, just have an original ideal.
He's a very different type of president. And after somebody as presidential and cool and a great speaker like Obama, going from Obama to Trump, that is insane. Because Trump, I was actually listening to an entire Trump rally the other night, and the stuff he was saying was actually pretty good, and he's actually pretty funny, and just government everywhere is bullshit, you know. And what people appeal Donald Trump to is that he says crazy shit that he's not supposed to say, and that's actually his appeal, because who trusts politicians? You know, he's a vile creature as well. I'm not going to say he's not a monster, but he's not as bad as he's painted out to be. He really isn't. How could he be? You know, Trump's not Hitler. He certainly isn't Hitler. You know, he's just an old man.
Well, they always say those of us in throw the cast the first stone. So a lot of these people that are maybe prejudging Trump, and don't get me wrong, you know, there's a couple of things that he said that I hope he expands upon if he gets reelected. If he doesn't, then hopefully Biden does something. But it's, you know, it's just normal. I mean, you're right. He says whatever's on his mind, and some people don't like that. But at least you kind of know what's on his mind instead of stuff that he's hiding.
That's true. I think it's just a different kind of human being. And dude, I make sure to watch Don Lemon and then Tucker Carlson every night, so I know what both sides are freaking saying. And I think it's important for people to be open to peek over to the other side and see what they're saying and see if they have any good points. And then if you're on the other side, peek over to the other side, see if they have any good points. You know? There right. Really needs to be a whole lot more coming together than there is, because politics has become violent lately. It's become fiery lately. You know? It's become rioty. This is a special year that we're going through.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of things are happening.
You know, I mean, Trump will win, and then there'll be violence and rioting, or Biden will win, and the same thing will happen. I don't know. But this is going to be interesting, because I think we're going to have a lot of cool discussions on this coming up to the election, man. We're going to be the number one election coverage for the 2020.
Sounds fun.
And maybe we'll get some voicemails from... Oh, I know somebody who's going to call, probably. Anyway, that was the Disciple Hotline, man. And I think there was even more from Sweet Tea, but quite frankly, we're running short on time. Sweet Tea is my favorite caller because she gives us the best things to talk about. So good that it leads us into huge conversations, and it's always fun. So that's the Disciple Hotline, man, on this podcast that we're doing here, which is now the White Jesus Show featuring Black Moses. Hey, Black Moses, we started a new thing on the show last week, man. Celebrity interviews.
All right, they're not going to put restraining orders on us, are they?
We might get sued by presidents.
Wow.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, man. Nah. So I know people. I know a few people. And sometimes those people know people. And like a freaking game of degrees of Kevin Bacon. This is bad news. My lighter's not working anymore.
That means you should stop smoking, right? That's a sign from God.
Dude, it's a fresh bowl. I'll stop the damn show to get another lighter. But I was talking about, like, I know people, right? I know people. And this week we've got 2 celebrity interviews. And the first one is Samuel L. Jackson. Shaft. Freaking Pulp Fiction. Snakes in a motherfucking plane. Samuel L. Jackson, dude, he did the show. I did the interview with him earlier. Can you believe that? That's the caliber of show that you've come on to, man.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So let's go to my interview with Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson, thank you so much for agreeing to do the show.
How we doing, baby?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just starting this new show, hoping to get an audience. It's a little stressful.
Just hang in there, baby. You're doing great. I'm proud of you.
Ah, thank you very much. That means a lot to me. Samuel L. Jackson, you often play very aggressive characters. I want to know the real Sam Jackson. Like, how do you handle a situation where someone cuts you off in traffic?
Sent a couple of cats over to his place. They took him out on his patio, threw his ass over the balcony. Nigga fell 4 stories. Had a little garden down at the bottom, closed in glass like a greenhouse. Nigga fell through that.
Good Lord. Don't cross Samuel L. Jackson, I guess, would be the lesson.
Correctamundo.
I bet you're excited to get back to a full-time movie schedule.
You know you miss it. You miss the action. You're bored to tears.
Well, how have you been handling your time?
You name it. I've done it.
Like what, sir?
All praises to the PlayStation.
Oh, you like video games.
Shit, yeah.
Do you do anything weird, like taking sexy selfies of yourself while you're bored?
How would you know that?
I'm White Jesus. I know things.
I'm gonna email you some pictures, alright?
Excellent. Samuel L. Jackson, I heard you were a Mormon.
Yes, I'm a Mormon. That's why I just smoked a pack of Newport and drank 3 vodka tonics.
Well, any good comedian can recognize sarcasm.
Don't give me attitude, sir.
If my answers frighten you, Vincent, then you should cease asking scary questions.
My name isn't Vincent, sir.
What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
What?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time. Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like.
I don't know anyone named Marcellus, Mr. Jackson.
You can't say no. Does he look like a bitch?
I wouldn't know, sir.
Does he look like a bitch?
Mr. L. Jackson, please calm down.
What's the matter?
Well, you're screaming at me. Do you want to talk about hamburgers?
Shit, Negro. That's all you had to say. You ever had a Big Kahuna burger?
No, I haven't.
This is a tasty burger.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I do love the taste of a good burger.
Well, I guess we found what calms you down. Hamburgers. You're like that guy on Popeye.
You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
What do you say when you get a bad burger?
But I don't want that.
Mr. Jackson, what is a Kahuna burger like?
Shut the fuck up!
Oh, jeez. Maybe we should talk after feeding time? I don't like you yelling at me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration? You were saying something about...
Well, I was just saying...
Oh, you were finished?
Yeah. I guess we're finished here for now.
I'd knock that shit off if I was you.
Yeah, you seem pretty mad.
Get the fuck out my face with that shit.
Mr. Jackson.
Well, I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker.
Yeah, I hear you.
Shut the fuck up, fat man.
Well, I'm a bit hefty, but I wouldn't say fat.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I'm speaking English. Dude, you're out of line. We gotta end this interview.
You still motherfucking cracker, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know that. Thank you for being on the show, Samuel.
Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children.
Duly noted. Have a good night, sir.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane!
Yo, so that was my interview with Samuel L. Jackson. He's got a lot of energy, and he likes burgers. He got a little.
He doesn't like snakes.
Dude, he does not like no motherfucking snakes on his motherfucking planes. That's one thing we know about that man. And maybe we'll do another interview with him later. Now the next one is the big one, man. Brother man, you're missing out on a good podcast, because last week I interviewed the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. This week I'm gonna keep on keeping on I got an interview with another president of the United States. Former president of the United States, Bill Clinton, dude. Dude, how do you think I'm getting these interviews? Are you surprised?
Black male or white male?
There's certain white people in the connections. Let's go to my interview with dude, if this doesn't get the podcast famous, I don't know what will. Here's White Jesus interviewing former President Bill Clinton. Mr. President, thank you for letting me interview you, sir.
I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you.
How are you today, Mr. President?
Good.
Excellent, sir. We're closing in on the 2020 elections. What are your thoughts?
We have stood together in the hard times as partners and friends. Let us stand together and work together now for a new future of peace and possibility.
That's a very positive outlook, sir. Very uplifting. What do you think of Donald Trump's handling of the coronavirus?
I think I completely supported what he did.
Really? This is actually surprising coming from you, sir, if I may say.
Why?
Well, President Clinton, I'm just surprised to hear you say anything good about Donald Trump. I mean, this man has attacked the hell out of your wife, threatened to put her in jail even.
What are you going to do?
Mr. President, if I may be blunt, are you high on pot right now?
Of course not.
But really, sir?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. I'm high too. This is an incredible moment in my life. I'm high, Bill Clinton is high, and we're talking on the phone. Thank you, God. And thank you, Bill Clinton.
Who's cool?
I'm cool. Awesome, bro. Is it okay if I call you bro now?
No, of course not.
I apologize, Mr. President William Jefferson Clinton. I got a little too comfortable there.
In one another, I really believe we see a distant mirror of our better selves.
Oh, wow, that's really deep.
I grew up in a conversational culture where people actually talked and listened to each other. And I don't know how these people make it today.
I understand exactly what you're saying, sir. I mean, people today are so connected and so distant at the same time. Social media is insane. There's a lot of talking and not much listening. There needs to be better actual conversations.
Basically, we're the last generation that was born without a television.
Well, maybe you, sir. I was born with color TV. Color television actually raised me. I mean, my parents were there too, but really just to put me in front of the TV.
That bothers me.
Oh, don't let it bother you, sir. I watched Mr. Rogers, Dukes of Hazzard, and sitcoms, so I ended up being a nice guy with good morals. I'm funny, and I can jump a drawbridge if the sheriffs are ever chasing me.
Who's cool?
I am. You're too kind, Mr. President. You and Hillary are very busy. How often do you get to spend quality time with your wife?
Every 7 years.
Oh, my. How do you deal with the time in between?
It's a heck of a lot better.
But your marriage and partnership is still strong?
For several years. It meant a lot to me.
Oh, okay. How is your daughter, Chelsea?
Bottom of the family totem pole.
That's a shame. Well, sir, perhaps we should change topics. Have you ever used LSD?
Every 7 years.
Cool. What kind of effects did it give you? What was your experience?
I could be turned into a two-dimensional cartoon instead of a three-dimensional human being.
That sounds pretty rad, Mr. President. Did it inspire any creativity?
I could be a gifted painter.
Very interesting, sir. Mr. President, concerning lovemaking, top or bottom?
Bottom.
Yeah, well, being on top can be very tiring.
I never got tired of it.
Well, that's because you're Bill freaking Clinton. Sir, now that we've gotten a little more personal, when you're away from your wife, do you, self-pleasure?
It's amazing how much of every day is taken up.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I'm sure it's not the same than a loving connection with your wife.
It's a heck of a lot better.
Sir, which country do you think poses the greatest threat to the United States?
Canada.
Really? I mean, with all due respect, Canada doesn't have a nuclear arsenal. I don't even think they have pocket knives. I think their army is like 7 dudes, and they're really nice.
In a global economy with global security challenges, America must look to the east no less than to the west.
Yes, sir, but Canada is north.
What?
Yes, sir. I don't think we need to worry about Canada. The only way I see them hurting America is hitting us with hockey sticks or something.
It is less likely that we will face these dangers.
I agree. Sir, may I ask you about Monica Lewinsky?
Sometimes you click with people and sometimes you don't.
Yeah, so I guess you clicked with Monica while she was an intern there at the White House.
We found things we could do together.
Apparently you did. How did you keep that affair a secret?
We never talked about it, never talked about it in public.
And when you were asked about the affair?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
Okay, sir. Well, let's change topics. I have some movie trivia for you. Mr. President, in the movie Groundhog Day, every day Phil, played by Bill Murray, stepped in a puddle. Each time Phil stepped in the puddle, his annoying friend would say what about that first step?
It's a real doozy.
You are correct, sir. Great movie, right?
Wonderful.
How was your childhood, sir?
I mean, you know, my life revolved around meals, and I had, and my father died, you know, in a car wreck before I was born, so I spent a lot of time with my grandparents.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your father. That's a tragedy. It's good that your grandparents stepped in. You know, it's important to a child. My parents got divorced when I was a young child, and my stepfather became the man who raised me. He was more of a father than most biological fathers. You know, whoever steps up in that position to raise a child, it's very important. My father was a great man.
So let's get back to the story. And you won't be laughing when I finish telling you this.
Okay, go on, Mr. President.
Sometimes you get a bunch done because you're too dumb to know you can't do it.
I don't understand, sir.
What happened?
I thought you were going to tell a funny story.
Yes, so Chelsea could bring her friends up there.
Up where?
The governor's mansion in Arkansas.
Mr. President, let's quickly change topics. What are your thoughts on Adolf Hitler?
I admired him. I don't care what anybody says.
Mr. President, no. Did you hear the question clearly?
Yes, so
No. I'm assuming you misheard me on the phone.
No.
It's probably a bad connection. I said Hitler, Adolf Hitler.
I admired him.
He consistently benefited by being underestimated.
President Bill Clinton, you are too high.
I don't care what anybody says. I mean, aren't you glad that a Cambodian woman found her way to Louisiana?
Sir, you're not even making sense anymore.
Who's cool?
You're cool, Mr. President. Right now, you're a little too cool. And I'm thinking we can probably continue this interview later. You know, maybe in the morning before you get so freaking high?
Yes, all right.
Excellent. Well, thank you for talking with me for the podcast, Mr. President.
What happened?
I'm not quite sure, Mr. President. I'm not quite sure. But thank you again, and hopefully we'll talk again soon. Sir, could you just take us out with a good old-fashioned Bill Clinton thing?
My message to you today is that together we must embrace the dawn of this new century together, and we must make the most of it together.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Thank you, Mr. President.
Happy birthday.
There's fake news, then there's real news. Here's the real news with White Jesus.
Welcome to the real news. I'm White Jesus, and here's a string of jokes. Our top story: man with mohawk arrested for stealing $6,000 puppy from Pembroke Pines store. The man responded by saying, "Why do you have to bring my mohawk into this? I'm just a normal puppy thief. I just happen to have a personal hairstyle choice. Why is it in your headline?" That makes sense, dude. Why are they talking about his mohawk, man? Because they want a good story.
Well, they should be happy that they didn't say what the color of the mohawk was. So he should be. I mean, they were private about that, so that's pretty good.
They were like, you know, this puppy theft story isn't spicy enough. Let's add that he has a mohawk. You know? Okay. Well, that was silly. Our next story, podcaster... Fucking dog, shut up, man. I'm trying to record a show. Fucking dogs, man. Dude, have you ever heard about a racist dog whistle? It's like used in campaigns. It's like people accuse like campaigns of being a racist dog whistle, which means that they're secretly communicating that they're racist. It's like an expression that's used. But what if there were actual racist dog whistles? Wouldn't you want to get a hold of one, man, and blow it? See all the racist dogs come up to you?
That'd be funny.
Our next story, podcaster Joe Rogan says he will moderate a 4-hour debate between Trump and Biden, and Trump agrees. Joe Biden has stated, they won't let me talk for more than an hour. I mean, we can't fit that into our schedule. I eat dinner at 4:30 and I'm in bed by 7. Man.
That's Biden?
Yeah, Biden's an old man, dude.
He can't be like Trump eating cheeseburgers and watching the news all day?
No, man. He's one of them old fellas who gets to the early bird special. They're eating an early dinner and they're in bed by 7. One thing about the campaign thing, though, like there's an election going on soon. We're going to vote for a president, right? Trump is flying around the country like a crazy person and like doing definitely like a lot more coverage than Biden, which I actually think is more in his favor. Biden should be out there like working it, you know?
I agree. I agree. Him and his doctor wife, they should be definitely trying to do stuff. I mean, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, Trump, he's going everywhere. I think I saw him down the street at a Walmart or something.
Dude, you were in Texas. He was probably right down the street at a Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh my
definitely.
God. Kim Kardashian West to freeze Instagram posting for 1 day to protest hate speech. Pfft, what a sacrifice Kim Kardashian is making. A whole day without posting on Instagram. What a brave woman, huh? Completely committed to a cause. She couldn't care more about hate speech. Literally. Here's some hate speech, Kim. I think your protest is stupid as fuck, and you're only famous because you have a huge ass.
No, the sex tape made her famous, not the ass. The ass is fake, but I think it's the sex tape definitely helped.
Probably, and I think her mom released it because she's a great manager and she knows what will get results. They're famous for not being famous. No, they're famous for people not knowing why they're famous. They just happen to be famous. Oh well. Our next story, a monkey steals a man's phone and proceeds to take hilarious selfies. When police tried to charge the monkey with theft, the monkey responded saying, I was simply conducting official monkey business. That's my favorite one, man. Dude, my dad wrote that joke, man.
Oh, man.
Our next story, Cardi B files for divorce from rapper Offset. Have you heard about that, man? You know anything about Cardi B?
Who doesn't know about Cardi B?
I heard she has a famous song out.
She does. It's called WAP.
WAP?
Yeah. Waffles and pancakes.
Dude, that sounds like a kick-ass song.
Well, no, it actually stands for wet-ass pussy, but, you know, waffles
Good
and
Lord!
Yeah, waffles and pancakes sound good, though.
Dude, they should make one. So anyway, she's filing for divorce from rapper Offset, and Cardi B says the reason for the divorce is because she has DAP. I don't even know what that means, man. Oh, dry. I guess if it's dry, she's got to move on, man. Go to the next marriage.
Yeah, I mean, she's young. She's like 25 or something.
That song has got to be completely inappropriate. Our next story. Biden makes first trip to Florida amid questions about Latino support. Mr. Biden landed his private jet in Florida, went to the nearest Taco Bell, took photo ops of him eating a quesarito while playing Despacito on his Walkman. He then said Buenos Nachos and took right back off in his private jet. I'm glad to see he's visited Florida, man.
Well, I'm glad he knows the. I'm glad he knows the song,
dude. That's real news, man. Well, it's close to it. You know, the Hobby Lobby is raising its minimum wage to $17 an hour. Well, that's good of Hobby Lobby.
I'm gonna have to get me a part-time job there,
dude. I think that's more than every one of us makes. Oh, wait a second. They are also cutting employee hours to a maximum of 3.5 hours a week. So that math isn't going to work out.
No.
I call bullshit.
Unless you're living on the Trump diet of eating McDonald's and Burger King every day, so.
Nothing wrong with that. America, man. America. The next story is that birds are dropping dead out of the sky, and experts are trying to figure out why. Well, I can save everybody a lot of time. It's the apocalypse, and there's just going to be some weird stuff like this going on. Wouldn't you agree, Black Moses?
I just thought that the birds were dropping out of the sky because they just got tired of flying.
It's because the left wing and the right wing won't get along.
Right.
Dude, that's political. If the left wing and the right wing work together, you could fly. If the left wing and the right wing don't work together, you got a bird on the ground who can't fly, and he's just flapping like a retarded bird. I say retarded sometimes. Our next story. It's the apocalypse, man. Let's think about that. 2020. Birds are going to fall out of the sky dead, of course. Our next story, wildfire smoke from the west has spread to Washington, D.C. In a related story, weed smoke from Snoop Dogg has spread to Melbourne, Australia. It's a weed joke.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised with Snoop Dogg.
Do you smoke weed, Black Moses?
I still have never had weed before. I can't even say like.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that's incredibly respectable. I can't believe that.
Yeah,
just to be able to say that's pretty awesome.
And this thing, I have to drive through Oklahoma, and they have nothing but weed dispensers there because it's actually legal to smoke.
Oh, that's cool, man. Hopefully it'll be legal soon everywhere. Dude, one of these presidents should say, I'll legalize marijuana if elected. They would win.
Well, they made $5 billion last year from just selling it legally, so that's crazy.
I've got a medical card myself, and I order it over my phone, and they deliver it to my door. The future is freaking cool.
No, I thought it was white privilege. That's what I thought.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. That I am so privileged. And finally, Belarus repeatedly interrupts at UN amid new Iron Curtain warnings. In a related story, I just invented a new drinking game where you do a shot every time the news uses the word amid. Look through the rabbit hole, people. Amid is a media buzzword used along with other buzzwords to keep you scared and controlled. Wake up, people. Amid. How many times do you look at your phone and see something that says amid? Have you noticed that just words are popular sometimes?
I'm actually trying that now with my phone. Amid?
Yeah, amid. And, dude, it's just like the biggest media buzzword right now. And I like to follow language and see which words are popular. And just clearly see that putting amid in a story is just a buzzword, man. It's just what's hip right now. So, Black Moses, this has been the exact opposite of fake news. This has been the real news with White Jesus. See you next week. Yeah, man, this has been a good first show with us, Black Mose. How do you feel about it, man? I'm recording.
I don't know.
So tell me.
I can't wait to see the finished. Can't wait to see the finished product.
Oh yeah, man. Like, dude, I have the technology to be able to use like soundboard things where like every time you start talking, you'll just hear boo, like a crowd booing or something. Anyway, Black Moses, this is the part of the show where we wrap it up like we should all do for safe sex. This is the wrap up, and we're going to wrap it up pretty fast, man, because we talked a long time, man. I'm tired. You tired?
Yeah. Well, I got some fires to put out, honestly.
Dude.
My supervisor just quit, so.
Oh, dude, and then he set a fire?
Yeah. Well, it's a she, so of course.
Oh, I didn't mean to assume the gender. So then she started the fire?
Uh-huh. She started a fire and then she left.
And then you got to put out the fire.
Yep.
Did anybody consider... And wait, so like you got to do that. So right now the fire is burning. Has anybody considered calling the fire department?
I am the fire department.
Dude, Texas is weird.
Yeah.
Alright, bro. It's been a good show, man. I want to thank you for joining the show. Hey, would you think about maybe doing it next week?
Sure.
Or I'll have to just like reinvent an entire different podcast next week, man. But I think we got something going here, dude. It was fun. And White Jesus and Black Moses love you. And we'll see you next week.